Inspector Husky's scoping out the filter balls. Don't eat it. Our adorable saboteur staged a filter ball heist, and she returned our dirty filter ball without incident. We want to show you the first time we clean the Aquastrong filter balls after the pump install. Check out our step-by-step pump assembly and pump installation videos if you're upgrading to this time-saving, water-clarifying pump. Look at the dirt that's leaving. If you've got an above-ground pool, believe me, these pumps are worth the money. We rinsed and strained the water, and we're throwing them into the washer to get a good rinse without soap or fabric softener. They're rinsed clean. Let's put them back into the filter. Join us for our first big pump backwash. Welcome to Eclectic Ideas. We're glad you're here. How do we know when to backwash our Aquastrong 12-inch above-ground pool sand filter? When this gauge climbs like a doomed bull run, you backwash and the pressure drops like crypto. Or when what's in this clear view window looks like swamp water, it's backwash time. It's our first time backwashing since we installed it. Pop off this cap. In a pro move, we Teflon tape the threads of our step-down adapter. It steps the pump port down from 1/2 inch to fit our 1.25-inch hose. Now, once that's in tight, we'll slide on the short hose and see how it accepts the 1.25-inch fitting. We will screw it in, and our short hose will route the backwash water into a bucket. As soon as you set the lever to backwash, water will flow. So we put a bucket here to catch it. Regular backwashing actually keeps your filter balls cleaner, so they'll last longer. Let's flip the pump on and watch the action. The dirty water runs clean through the clear view window. And if you're wondering, backwashing once a week unless the pool's really dirty should be enough. And to the left, you'll see what happens if your 1.25-inch hose clamp isn't tight enough. It's sprinkler time. We'll fix that by setting the lever to closed. And once the water stops, you can screw it down tightly. Let's mosey on over to the bucket, and we can see all the particulate junk floating suspended in this water. The water clarity's great thanks to the filter balls and the Aquastrong filter, but it did need a backwash. Watch that clear window and keep backwashing. Once the water runs clear, your mission is accomplished. It could take a minute or two depending on the level of your pond scum. Since it's clear, we just turn the handle to the closed position and that stopped the water flow. Let's power off the pump and twist the magical filter lever to rinse. A little water comes out and that's normal. Power that pump back on and it's instant whitewater rapids. Let this run briefly and we're just flushing out the leftover gunk from the filter tank. We powered off the pump and we switched the lever back to the closed position. That was the backwash and rinse part. Now let's show you how we clean the filter balls. And you can clean your filter balls anytime you want without backwashing, just so you know. To do this, we have to dismantle everything. So we've got the A and B side plugs to plug up all the pool hoses. We're opening up all the screws to plug both the B sides. And yes, we're beside ourselves with excitement to get this done. In case you're new to A and B sides, the B side is the intake, where it brings the unfiltered water into your pool pump. And we have to loosen the outside screws to get this flange out. Now you just put the stopper in. And yes, there's another B side beside the B side. Loosen the clamp to let the flange come out, and we'll put the stopper in here. Use one B side for a skimmer basket, the other for a hosed pool vacuum. The A side is the return jet that brings the filtered water from the tank back up into the pool, and it still has its original plastic clamp. We hope that doesn't break. They're super easy, but since they're plastic, have extras on hand. Same drill, we loosen from the outside to pull that flange out. Now pop in your stopper and both B sides and the A side are blocked. You know what's up with water and electricity. With your dry hands, unplug this guy before we ever mess with the pool pump. Our Aquastrong pump is fully dressed with his collar on, and we have to get our Phillips head screwdriver and go ahead and just remove this pin. And once we've got his collar off, we're super careful with this guy because that holds the whole unit in place. So we put it in a safe spot, and we will endeavor to lift off the 6-way valve. And actually, they're not too bad. I thought it would be much worse. We're grabbing that white center pipe hub. With all the hoses, a 6-way valve is super awkward to place, so we were careful with it. And here's the lateral. And we have a confirmation that white central pipe is very slimy. And while they could be worse, they're still just plain nasty. So now we just grab them and we just pull them all out, handful by handful. Let's fill our bucket. Ooh, these have a Midtown Manhattan snowball vibe to them. Right during rush hour, this grimy pool pump water has an urban street bus runoff feel to it. Let's go ahead and empty the tank. And here we've got the essence of a West Texas dust storm, liquefied. And here we have nosy Inspector Husky. See the calculation. Lexi. She looks innocent. Lexi. And then our little nemesis comes over and decides to steal a ball. No, don't eat it. Don't eat it. Now, we're afraid she's going to eat it. She'll hardly eat her dog food, but filter balls apparently are tasty. Let's take the hose and just rinse these out really good. And if you notice, they rinse real well. So to get the big grime off, we decided to get ourselves more of a filter ball colander, if you will. And now we can just rinse it easily. They clean up pretty good. I tell you, for most of our 16 by 42 Best Way Pool's life, we have used that little filter cartridge that came with the pool. And we've managed, but this Aquastrong filter makes it so much easier. Our Aquastrong turns the water over so much faster than the little cartridge pump. And there's no cartridge filter to keep rinsing every day. I love these filter balls, and I love this bigger pump. Ew. The Aquastrong pool pump is strong enough to pull all that dirt out, and it's cheaper than buying a lot of cartridge filters. Y'all, I kid you not, with this Aquastrong filter and these filter media balls, I turn on the pump and it literally has in-ground pool vibes. The strength, the water flow, all that. All I need to do is get a skimmer basket, and we'll show that installation in an upcoming video. Let's rinse the tank out before we put it all back together. Sometimes I had to rinse the cartridge filter twice a day in the hot summer months when there was algae. And I'd have to lift the little Best Way pump up above the height of the pool to stop the water flow. So Aquastrong makes above-ground pool life so much easier and so much cheaper. An in-ground pool would set this multi-gen family back $65,000 or so. In-ground pools may look better, but this is so much more cost-efficient. Now, they look much cleaner, and we've gotten the initial dirt off, but we're going to go ahead and put them in the laundry bag. And we're going to throw them in the washer without soap and without fabric softener and just give them a really good power rinse, because underneath they're still quite dirty. You can see that, and it's going to take us forever to sit here with the garden hose and wash it out. So we've got the need for speed. Laundry bags loaded, washer loaded. Let's set the broken Bosch control panel to quick wash and turn it on. She may have a stress fracture, but this Bosch front loader has been in our family for 20 years. And our Boscher has completed another load of filter balls. We felt like any soap or soaping agents or fabric softener could degrade the efficiency of the filter balls and gunk up the pool water chemistry with suds. Soap or detergent is not recommended, just vinegar and then a quarter to half a cup to remove body oils and grime. And let's assemble our Aquastrong filtration beast. We've got the tank in place. Now the lateral and central hub go in. Perch the sand or filter ball shield on top to keep the filter balls or sand from getting in the pipe. It's recommended to let the filter balls dry completely to avoid clumping and mildew. As we pile these back in, there's markings on the central hub, and you're not supposed to go over the max line. But since we put everything in that came out of it, we feel like it's just got its, they're just fuzzed up like a cat's tail because they're nice and clean and fluffy. We added water to the tank. The water's nice and clean. So you probably know what that means. It's time to put the 6-way valve back on. And it's seated, and no self-respecting sand filter would show up for work without its collar. So let's get that pinned back on. Notice it needs to go unidirectionally. It needs to go that way to the left because that's where the nut is to hold it securely. It's time to unclamp our backwash hose, remove our beautifully threaded step-down adapter, cap it off. As a reminder, you want a big jar or basket to hold all these parts because you don't want to lose this wonderful stopper. The stopper is out and the A-side water return jet is in. Just clamp that hose on, nice and snug. And we did likewise with both the B-sides. Let's move the selector lever to filter. And with very dry hands, we're going to plug the unit in, power it on. We have our 4,000-gallon 16 by 42 Best Way set for 8 hours, but you can choose more if you like. Our backwash and filter ball cleaning is complete, and all we have are powerful pool filtration vibes. Make your water Aquastrong. Thanks for subscribing to Eclectic Ideas. Happy summer.